We're live.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Vampire the Requiem in the Chronicles of Dark. Oh, fuck. Welcome to the Chronicles of Darkness, Vampire the Requiem, a requiem for London. Tonight, we set our scene in Carthian Free State. One of a warehouse in Ealing's. Shady. Where Mr. Smith has called Dr. Violet Del Tar to settle a matter that has been going on for far too long. He waits with his charge in this warehouse for the other party to arrive. Yep. That's what I got.
Okay. Alright. The council takes a bit of effort to get together. Every kindred has their own schedule, their own routine, their own rota, as it were. And not all of them are particularly concerned about the ongoings of a particular singular kindred on the ground. However, with enough nagging, you're able to convince them to show up at a pre-designated time and place. But first, funnily enough... Well, pardon?
Oh, I was talking about Violet showing up. Never mind. No, let's just keep going.
All right.
This scene was. Never mind. Chris, you keep going. I'm sorry.
Making my life real hard here. This is why I do the intros.
Do you know what? Do you want to just cut this and you do the intro?
It's far too late. We're like 2 minutes in, buddy.
Jesus Christ, man!
Rip. Oh well.
Everyone can blame Matt for this mess of the scene. Regardless of where the Violet is in the world.
Sorry, Chris, what was that?
Regardless of where the Violet is in the world, you can get the councillors of the local movement to show up for a meeting. At your lovely little warehouse. Or at least somebody's.
Somebody's warehouse. Probably Foster's.
Probably Foster's. He's the man with the connections. And unlike a lot of the councillors, an actual need to store things on a discrete basis.
Mm-hmm.
The first to arrive is not Rodney himself, but Miss Charlie Hood, then true neonate of Hounslow. She shows up fairly loosely dressed. She's always been a bit plain for a Ventrue. She would blend in perfectly with a crowd. With just simple pale skin, light brown shoulder-length hair, and a simple black shirt and jeans. She looks very, well, very unremarkable. You would almost forget that she was a high-ranking member of the local movement, but she is still a Ventrue, and she still likes to remind people every now and then. She'll just walk up to you, Ben, and walk up to you and Tanisha, who is just present with you. charming place.
Look, it's more for the meeting with Violet. It's more for that, not this particular conversation. Sorry. Yep.
Okay.
So,
Are you planning to kill somebody here? This Violet?
no.
This looks like the sort of place
Look,
that
it was
you
either
reach
like
after a serious crime.
okay, it was either this or my apartment. Okay, like, I don't have many places.
Is this place even yours?
No. No. Look, Charlie, we both know what my talents are. And it is gathering information and being a semi-decent politician. I think, maybe, I don't know. I've been all over the place. Sorry.
Careful, Benji, of the way you're speaking. An ambitious kindred couldn't really be blamed for trying to separate your head from your body and take it away.
Yes, I understand this. Anyways, I just wanted to run by some stuff by the council before I start gallivanting in this situation. That's basically it. There are some other things I want to talk about, but I guess that's for another time. Hopefully I'll have a better locale.
Yeah, there's quite a lot to discuss. Have you got anywhere to sit? Is there a table or something? She's just looking over the warehouse.
Find a table. And we'll very pathetically drag a table out. And like get some chairs that are kept somewhere.
Charlie looks less than impressed.
Look, this. Okay.
I know I'm the first to arrive, but I didn't exactly arrive early.
Chris. Just a second. I have no idea what I was expecting for this scene. So, like. Just.
No excuses.
Chris, you just said this was a negotiation with Violet. That's why I said the warehouse.
I also never said it was a negotiation with Violet. I didn't say that.
Why is Violet here?
Because, again, fucking raccoon noises. She's like, she's just here.
Well, let's just say you're
Chris,
going to find out very shortly, and you shouldn't be making presumptions.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sure. Whatever. Look, sorry. Yeah, look.
I assume it's like one of those plastic chairs from like a school that you get out as well.
Yeah,
Or is it like a proper, or is it like an actual comfy chair?
It's like a sturdy wooden chair. Like, it is probably the most comfortable, but it's still like a good chair. Look at the chair.
She'll take a seat in it. She rests her elbows on it and places a finger against the temple of her head, resting the side of her head against her hand. Very Ventrue-esque.
What did you want to talk about?
I think this is actually something we can discuss a bit more when the others are here.
Okay.
This isn't a you and me discussion.
I got it. It's fine. I'll try to make this nicer. And we'll just...
Who's...
be himself about it.
She snaps her fingers and points at Mathis. Who's this? Oh, I'm the subject of the broader discussion that's gonna be had tonight.
Angry violet noises in the background.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Councilor here will be sure to divulge you with all the information you could ask for. She just sort of pats Benji on the shoulder.
Yep.
Needless to say, a fair bit is on the line for myself, and as a result, the movement as a whole. You may not have heard of me, but that's sort of by design. I'm sure you've already figured that out, though. I guess we'll see. And we'll see what the others have to say. About a few minutes later, Councilor Draper, Ansel, the Dave will arrive. In a long sleeve white pea coat. Very fashionable. If it were a couple of decades ago. 3 decades ago? 4? And, well-combed blonde hair. He'll, approach you with a discerning eye, sort of switching his gaze between you and Mathis. My boy Benjamin, it has been quite a while.
It has been. Hopefully things have been good on your end.
It has been. For the moment, it has been. I've been in touch with Rodney. He said he'll be here shortly.
Okay.
So this is your newfound friend, hmm?
Yes.
If we were establishment sorts, I'd say 7, but well, we are not.
No. Trust me, I wouldn't do that.
That's something I'm very glad to hear. It is a pleasure to meet you, Miss Mathis. Tanisha Mathis. Hacker, hitwoman, whatever you need me to be on a given night. The two will shake hands. I may have use of your services at a certain date. I may have use of them in the very near future. Maybe even now. But we can discuss that once Mr. Foster's arrived. Of course! Draper will pull out a chair and seat himself. I see you haven't lost touch of your brutalist sense of style, Benji. He gives a slightly lopsided grin. He always looks a little bit muted.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I got a bit ahead of myself when I was planning this. Oh well.
Well, you have plenty of time to learn. Assuming that attitude doesn't leak.
Hold on, my internet's shitting itself.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Yeah, no, I can hear you now. My computer's just being weird.
He said.
Yes.
Well, as long as no one, so long as no one catches wind of such words, I'm sure you'll still have plenty of time to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he can be heard from well outside the warehouse. Mr. Foster will enter, cigar in hand, bellowing smoke across the far side of the warehouse. Hey, Benji! He says, the sound just echoing across the room.
Hey. So, you seem in high spirits.
Well, looks like the so-called unconquered have given themselves a black eye, if you saw the news just a night ago.
Yeah, you know, I put warnings on the cacophony for a reason. Nobody listens. Nobody listens.
Well, nobody ever does listen to us. It's always too little too late.
Yeah.
But hey, if they want to shoot themselves in the foot, it's fine with me. My only concern is it fucks over the rest of us.
Yeah, it's... Yeah. Well, members of the Carthians have already been targeted. Or at least, Hugh Chow was targeted. Well, one of Hugh Chow's guys was targeted in his gang. So...
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. They've been at this for a while. Apparently I was supposed to meet with the sheriff.
Huh?
So apparently I was supposed to meet with the... What was it, the Crone sheriff or something about the problem.
Oh, Sully?
Yeah, the schedules just never lined up. I don't know why I just didn't do it myself. Quite bizarre, to be honest. Regardless.
He ain't the worst egg. Not the best, though. Then again, they're never gonna put in a good egg for sheriff.
Yeah.
So he's better than the last one. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll just take a seat. What do you want to talk about? I presume she has something to do with it. Just sort of looks at Mathis.
It was more or less, a good, friendly neighborhood, bagman is actually, it's probably better if she explains it, to be honest. More first-hand account. And I can inject my opinion afterwards.
You can see that Charlie recalls Mattis's words and gives a somewhat ironic smile.
Wait, what did Mathis say? I don't remember. I think you
She said you're going to divulge all the information.
Ah, damn.
No, you just
okay.
told her to do it, so Charlie is clearly taking in a bit of Schadenfreude.
No, never mind. No, you cut out when you said that. I'm gonna... Never mind. Okay, long story short, being hunted down by Bagman.
I've been engaging in a bit of, how to put it?
Cat and mouse.
No, I never expected things to reach this point. I've been robbing from the rich and giving to the poor, so to speak. I've been, with my very unique skill set, I've been taking a look at some of the establishment's investments. And, well, I had been doing a bit of rearranging of those investments. And some rearranging of a few of their servants. Some of them are, well, needless to say, less than pleasant people. That is a very nice way of putting it. What I didn't expect was for them to put Bagman on the case. I know of him, we know of each other. I was quite confident I could handle him, but it appears he's been given some help. Now I know who that help is, but they've been reticent to get in touch with me. And they've been attempting, I think, to run out their run out on me. So I was considering escalating with them. The problem is that Bagman already has a tracer on me, and as we're all aware here, because we all know who Bagman is, it's kind of difficult to lose him once he's got your scent. Charlie will say, so you've come to seek aid from us. That's heading quite far up the food chain. I don't know you, Miss Mathis, so I don't know how much I should value outside of you being a member of the movement. While I would be quite happy to give the Invictus a black eye and send, well, and put Bagman's ego to rest, that would not mean well for the movement as a whole. And I'm reticent to be drawn into a conflict that does not involve me, or my borough, or anyone inside of it. Particularly when it means potential war with the Invictus. But I see you've got someone here to vouch for you, so I'd hear them out first.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
I'll just be blunt. So two things. One, the Invictus are just stepping on us anyways. Like... Sorry, I'm trying to... Sorry, give me a second. There's anything to think.
No.
Are you going downstairs?
Look, I just don't think...
No.
Are you still
That's-
talking now then?
Yeah.
How long are you going to be?
Not long.
What's
The
not
Invictus are
long, because
already
you've gone an
running.
hour the other night.
Like half an hour. I
high
don't
and
know.
dry on us.
Huh?
Like half an hour, I don't know.
Like,
Well, you can't
Foster,
be half an hour.
remember
mate.
Raj
Okay.
Because
and
we
how
were-
there's been some evictions,
Alright.
right?
Right.
In Ealings,
Right.
in like Little India.
So
Right.
I didn't quite catch all of that. I was being interrupted.
No, he and just the Invictus are already going to be running all over us. I don't think somebody who I guess is willing to at least willing to do something by the movement. God, fuck my words. The Invictus are already running all over us, and we're not doing anything. There's somebody actually doing something to the Invictus. I'm not saying that we need to go to war with them. What I'm just saying is I don't think that holistically Mathis should be punished. Well, shouldn't be punished by the Invictus for this. I mean, like, you have folks just basically evicting a bunch of Carthian territory. Well, not just Carthian territory, but for the sake of this, Carthian territory. We need to stand up for ourselves and not just be beaten down repeatedly, is my thought. And Mathis did good work, bluntly. And it'd be a shame for Bagman to use something like the car crash incident, or even though it's like super out of date, to use something like that to pin on her to further divide us. When she actually stuck it to the Invictus. This is my thought. Yeah. That was a ramble. God.
Well, they just killed Rivenbot. Ice back.
What? Just killed it. This fucking died. God. So yeah, did you catch that, Chris? Or I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I caught most of it. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff just happened in the middle of your speech, which is annoying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, Ben, but what makes this for time to do that? The evictions I can see. I have no interest in the establishment rendering us homeless. And that affects all of us.
Look,
But my resources aren't unlimited.
I know, but Bagman's gonna find a reason to just ping us anyways.
Ackerman's a scout, a spy. He's not the heavy hitters.
He isn't, but he's... Did I ever tell you about what happened at the Shard? Did I ever have that weird ramble around you? I don't remember.
I'm aware of what happened at the Shard.
Oh, I meant... I should be dead. Okay? Like, bluntly. The only reason I'm alive is that Bagman sent me a I get a text out of the blue from somebody to tell me what to do. Only to know that it's Bagman later. Like, this man is clever enough to know how to just split the movement down the middle. Like, he's not a heavy hitter in the sense of like, oh, he has the most authority, or he could just kill me, or just kill anybody outright by a snap of his fingers. But he's somebody who knows how to maneuver and really try to dig a hook in somebody. Like, Mathis, I'm assuming that you did all of your work well before the Carthian street race, right?
I've been doing it before, during, and after.
Right. Then Bagman comes along during that race, drags Villigus into a fucking pole, where the 3 people left in the race are 2 people who helped murder the previous leadership, and his child. And per se, if you were to catch Mathis, how could he spin that? Right? For Mathis actively doing something, at least against the Invictus. That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't want to lose Miss Mattis's talents to the Invictus. That is not something I believe any of us want. Now, Councillor Hood makes a fair point. We can't exactly push our limits for the Invictus. As you correctly state, Councilor Smith, they are looking for an excuse. We can't allow Mathis to become that excuse. No doubt, if something were to happen to those pursuing Mathis, they would become the excuse. So I think the question we need to ask ourselves is, how do we work around that problem? Because currently I see us and the Invictus with 2 mutually incompatible goals. Based around a conflict started with Mathis and has been perpetuated by Bagman. Have any kindred died from your... What is the correct word? Reinvestments, Miss Mathis? A few of their goals, no kindred though. I wanted to avoid killing any kindred. That's good. That means this is, at absolute worst, a minor breach of the law. If even that. There aren't really any laws regarding kindred removing and taking assets from each other. If that was the case, well, we would be in a very, very different position as a movement. What do you think? Benjamin, you've brought this to us. How would you go about resolving this?
I was thinking of just bringing this, at least for right now, just bringing this to the negotiating table. If it is if it's particularly minor, it should be easy to sashay under the rug, especially since Mathis ran circles around an Invictus coterie. It's not a good look for them. And if Bagman is an issue, I have this, and he'll put a cell phone on the table. Actually, Chris, would that scene have already happened? My bad. I should have asked. Because that scene's in limbo.
Yes.
Okay. Ben will be like, so have to gather some information on Bagman with this. With one of his cell phones.
I was wondering where that went.
Ah, well, shit.
Far end of the warehouse, there is a silhouette of two kindred. One, very obviously, the now rather well-known face of Bagman. His balaclava, his obnoxious baseball cap, his long coat. Besides him, the perhaps lesser known face of Dr. Violet. Oh, Violet?
I'm here. Violet's, I'm gonna particularly note, especially to Benjamin, she looks very different from the last time that they talked. She looks a lot less human. There's a shadow on her face that she can't quite hide even as she looks around, just gives a nod to Ben. She's in very casual clothes, like a crop top and shorts and a hoodie, which is very unusual for her.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, as I said, I got the scent. Of course,
I'm not.
if we were to kill her, we'd probably not be having this conversation. I certainly wouldn't be here. I don't know about Violet. Would you be here, Violet?
Violet just shrugs.
I'll say that. I'll take that as a maybe. Violet might have been here. She's a ballsy one. Would it nab Tanisha right under your nose? She could have done it as well. Anywho, I'd rather not keep yelling this across this bloody warehouse. So do you mind if I stroll on over and we can have those negotiations? He gives a toothy grin underneath his mask.
And we'll just look over to the rest of the table.
Rodney just goes,
Any-
Jesus Christ, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Bagman, in my defense, I did have to get back at you for stealing my phone in an Elysium. I did have to get back at you for that.
With all due respect, I don't really care about people getting even.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I just wanted to let you know that you inspired me. That's all. Let's stick a tongue out. Yeah, come over. I think it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Already here. This sucks.
You fucking 5? Why are you sticking your tongue out? Like, Jesus Christ, isn't...
Oh, listen, I am...
Oh,
listen, man, I'm just...
Go on.
Violet just sighs at that. Just don't tease the poor man.
Well, this is a waste of my fucking time, wasn't it?
Alright, are we doing this?
I mean, you know me. You know me. But I'll take the advice of the lovely young lady here. So... what's on the table? So I'm willing to come to terms. Are you willing to come to terms, Violet? Because if not, I'm willing to walk out of here.
I'm willing.
Right then. Sounds good to me. So my presumption is that none of you would like Miss Mathis here to come with us. I assume that's a given. No, and quite rightly so. Alrighty. Who's got off for what? Put it to you straight. If you're willing to pay up, pretty sure Violet and I can convince the powers that be to drop the issue. If nothing else, it'll convince us.
I mean, God. I mean, as part of the payment, I can, I can drop the minor with Violet. I think that's fair. Yeah.
Alright. That's... I thought you called that a start.
I roll a like intelligence politics check to know what would be appropriate in this situation.
You can roll me intelligence politics if you like.
Yeah. I don't know what I was expecting out of this scene, to be honest.
I don't know either, I'm sorry.
Man, I tipped my hand. That's fucking sucks for me. So what's my politics? Since this is kind of important, actually, no. Just roll 4. Fuck. God damn it.
Kindred of all sorts, like boons.
Yeah, yeah, thanks.
Maybe service. Could work something more specific out. You know, Bagman likes information, but you know, you're not necessarily dealing with Bagman or Violet. You're dealing with whoever they're working for.
Yeah. I'm curious then, who are you working for? Specifically?
Bagman will let Violet answer.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh,
Sorry, Chris, what was that?
Bagman just sort of lets you answer.
Let's just say that info is protected.
Kinda hard to negotiate a deal when effectively it's the person up the chain that needs to be, the deal has to be adequate for.
We have our terms. We know what we can and can't. We know what we can and can't allow.
Fire would just give a simple nod.
Fantastic.
She's not a woman of many words. Bagman knows this.
Yeah. If it's any help, you're not going to be making a deal with Invictus as a whole or any of that malarkey.
I figured as such. That's not the point. I'm just saying that, like, you know, there's a difference if you're dealing with I don't know, I can't think of things. Different people want different things. That's more or less my point.
No. You said you're willing to drop the minor boon on Violet. That is helpful.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I know. Oh, Jesus. Me, I was really hoping for that intelligence politics roll to work. I don't know what to do.
What if you owed Violet a minor instead, and Mathis owes my friends are major, or my my superiors.
That's, vague. Look, I'm willing to owe Violet the minor. That's fine. It's a little unfair to be like, the information of your superior can't be disclosed, yet we have to, what, concede a boon to them at that point?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a little,
Well, let me put it to you this way. Because you and I both know that not everybody likes to be known. Some of us want to keep a low profile. Like you and me. I'm just respecting that. And you know, I know we're not exactly popular at this here table, but we do keep our word at the end of it. Of course, if you want, you can owe my our patron a major. I call that square, as long as there's an agreement from Miss Mathis not to continue doing what she's doing. I'll take that.
hello. Can I roll like wits empathy to like get a Bagman's gift, like vibe about the statement?
Sure, you can try and measure his intent. It would be wits plus empathy minus 4 dice.
Sure. That's fine.
Because it would be resisted.
That's fine. So that's minus 4. Ben has. That's a 3 for Ben. Does my specialty and motives apply?
Yes.
Cool. So that's up by 1. That's 5. With 9 again. Cool. 4 successes.
Oh, nice. So, you suspect that Bagman has switched the target of his debts over to you for 2 reasons.
Mm-hmm.
1, because
He heard that conversation.
you're a bigger mark. Mathis is a kindred of some skill, but you control an entire portion of the movement. One of these things is much more significant than the other.
Mm-hmm.
The Invictus having leverage over you would be a far greater boon than having leverage over a single Carthian, because having leverage over you is having leverage over almost a quarter of the movement.
Mm-hmm.
You also think he's doing it because you're the one that is speaking up on Mathis' behalf the most. You suspect that he thinks you're perhaps one of the 4, the only councillor who'd be willing to make that bargain.
Anything about him keeping the debitor safe?
reckon that's one of the things he said. You recall him saying there are things we can and cannot say and agree to. He's probably been asked to keep it a secret. That's what you reckon. Otherwise, why hide it? It's not like he's hidden this information before. It doesn't really make sense for him to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he could just be fucking with you, but you don't think so.
Yeah.
On business. You also think the
That's
other...
fair.
That said, the final reason you think he's targeting you is because you took his fucking phone.
That's funny.
And there's definitely some Schadenfreude here.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
definitely indulging in Schadenfreude.
Ben will spin the phone around in his hands. How much is this actually worth to you, Bagman?
What's it worth to me? Not
Yeah.
much now, because you've probably already had a look at it. Oh, how stupid. The
Oh, I
value
know
is
that.
contingent on how confidential the information is, right? Information isn't valuable if it's public. So if you've already had a look-see, which I'm going to assume you have, because I'm going to assume you have common sense, it's worth very little.
Not fair enough. Oh god, I'm trying to. I can. My like after school brain like dying. Just a quick reminder: we get willpower every day back. Yeah.
It will PowerPoint back every day. Every night upon waking.
Cool. So I have another. Can I roll another in politics check to try and think my way out of this?
You've already made one and failed.
Well, not necessarily what to give him, but how to like maneuver the situation that I'm in. Because like Chris, I tried.
Okay.
This is not. This is not the scene I was thinking of.
I'm not a negotiator. Violet's just here to... I don't know what I'm here to do. I'm just here.
Okay.
That's not good at words, and neither am I.
I'll let you roll another in politics, Ben.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Chris. Sorry about this mess. I'm also going to spend a willpower, that way I have the extra dice. That way, hopefully, I succeed. I have 3 successes. Okay.
Okay. The options are somewhat limited.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get too aggressive here, because that'll go down poorly for Invictus. And Charlie's right. Bagman is not the sect's heavy hitter. He gathers information, and he makes deals.
Yeah.
And he finds things. What Bagman is a precursor. He comes before the heavy hitter, which means if something were to happen to him, the heavy hitter would arrive. At some point. He's asked for a major boon.
Mm-hmm.
You could maybe get less out of him if you were to offer something else up. You could offer Fidel Sartre up.
The what?
Fidel. The guy you spoke to.
Oh,
The book?
yeah.
Or you
Yeah, no.
could, or if you could provide some information that the Invictus is not aware of. The only problem with that plan is you're not sure what they are and are not aware of. You could attempt to lie to Bagman about the content, like about looking at the phone, but you reckon that probably wouldn't work on Bagman.
Yeah, Ben.
Very
I was banking on something else being. Oh, something else. God damn it.
You could offer up simple resources and allies to the Invictus. They do love their material assets. The council could pull something together. You'd need to convince them to do it, but it would be a very small loss to each of you. And Mathis would get off. So it wouldn't
Yeah.
significantly impact the movement. But obviously, you'd need to convince the council to agree to it. You could, but you'd need to actually, you think you could, but you'd need to actually convince them. Charlie seems
Yeah.
the most reticent by far. Rodney, you think, would be happy to do a favour for the movement, and Draper seems interested in Mathis personally.
Yeah. Okay. Ben will put up a finger. 1 moment. Okay.
Oh, do you want to go off in the corner? Should I wait outside? Is this like... Well...
Oh my. I don't. Listen, man. I just.
That's fine, I'll wait outside, it's fine. We
Yeah,
want a
just
private
just,
moment.
just give us 1 moment, yeah. It's
It's
fine.
fine, I won't look, I won't peek.
Alright, Backman. I totally believe you.
He's gonna take Violet's cardboard cutout and carry it outside.
Jesus Christ!
Cut out of Violet. Okay. So, I'm fine with giving Violet the minor. If we all pool something together, then we can probably get off, like at least material possession, etc. Because I'll be blunt, it does not sit well with me that he wants either, mostly me at this point, I think, wants me to owe a boon to somebody nebulously.
I agree, that's a bad deal.
It is.
And them wanting to strike a deal with Mathis as opposed to killing her or kidnapping her suggests that they would weaponize her against us. I think we should prevent that.
Yeah.
The question now is what do we give them instead? The Invictus has a lot of access. There's not going to be much that they don't have control over.
If there's anything on my sheet that's worth something, I can give them resources. Sorry, I'm just thinking to myself. Give me a second. On my sheet.
With your politics success, you know money would have very little meaning to the Invictus. It is probably the most monetarily richest sect of all of them.
Oh, listen, I figured. I'm just saying, like, what do I have on my sheet that I can give? And I'm like, I know Ben has money. I do not have shit. Resources too.
You could give up some of your allies among the police force. Not that the Invictus lack in that area, but considering what you've seen on the news recently, and they probably wouldn't have a lot of control over the police in your area.
That's a rough trade. Still rough. Hold on, what else?
It is a rough trade, but a few beat cops isn't going to be the end of the world. You can work around that.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben will put that up. Like, I have some police connections I could... you know, give somebody an in with them. And that's something, especially considering what's going on with the CTC.
If you're smart, you could even set the local station and Invictus up against each other. I suppose it could work.
Yeah.
Draper will say, as he sort of navel gazes at the table, I don't believe I have much to offer that the Invictus doesn't already possess. I could. Arrange for some up-and-coming artists, journalists to maybe fall into their lap, but well, it is an area we do have substantial control over.
Yeah. And I was working on getting the Orleans house on lock anyway, so it wouldn't be the biggest deal in the long term. So hopefully I'll be able to, you know, spread the wealth, as it were, in a net sense. So.
I'll be honest, I ain't really willing to give the establishment anything at ground level. I ain't giving up an ounce on my racing scene. Any of my garages, not our shit.
Yeah.
But I know some people they can get in touch with. Fixers, hitmen, PIs, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That shit, I don't have much need for. If I want someone dead, I'll just do it myself. If I want someone looked into, well, ask you, Ben.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if I need something fixed, well, yeah. And if I need something fixed, well, I'm an elder. I'm basically a walking, talking fixer. That's basically the whole gig at this age. So, we can offer them that. A few up-and-coming media personalities.
I'm on the beat cops.
Some middlemen and a way to touch base with local law enforcement. I assume that'll be very useful for the local sheriff.
Yeah.
Just be careful. 'Cause he's He knows how to take control of a scene.
Hmm.
You think, and like a lot of kindred, if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
Yeah.
But at least you know who they'll be. That'll be something.
Yeah.
The real question is, we are forking over a significant amount of contacts and people. To a group we're not very fond of. So the question then becomes, what, pray tell, Miss Mathis, are you willing to give us? Speech's face kind of goes, her eyes go a little bit wide when Charlie asks about. Quite amazingly, she wasn't expecting to owe people debts here tonight. Ah, well. Like Bagman, I can get you information. I can break into almost any digital system you'd ever want. You'd ever want infiltrated, or broken, or anything like that. I could fry it if you like. And that's a guarantee. That's not give me 2 months and I'll look into it for you. That is promise. And then there's well, if you want someone dead, or covered up digitally, I mean. That's easy. Snap my fingers. No trail. That's the thing. In this day and age, everything has a trail online. With my help, you could be invisible. And with what I've been digging up, you really want to be invisible right now.
Yeah.
Then, perhaps, we will deal with this. Less in a matter of boons and more of service. You are each member of the council, one service of their choosing. No questions asked. No payment, no nothing. We ask you to jump, you say how high. That sounds fair, I guess. She grates her teeth. You're really not in a position to negotiate. If you were, you would be sitting in my chair. Kid's right. Alright. Let's sort this out. Oi, you can come back in now. You're listening anyway.
Yeah.
Benjamin will, sorry. Bagman.
Bagman becomes Benjamin.
He becomes, he has a lot of obfuscate.
Jesus Christ.
He's in the file. He's going to become
Bagman will
Benjamin.
back in. You'll place down the cardboard cutout, Violet.
Hey, to be fair, I just don't know what shit to say in a negotiation. I'm an assassin, not a talker.
Heck, sometimes we'll have to do things we're not comfortable with. For example, in Bagman's case, is talking to Benji. Rip.
In Bagman's case, he's uncomfortable to talk to me. That's funny. Alright.
Alright, so what's the deal?
I will help the Invictus get a bit better in the police, at least in this area, considering the CTC issue. That will be fairly useful. He will more or less just go around the table. This is what everybody offered. Just to keep it a bit more concise. Let's go with you, Chris. Or did you want me to orate the whole thing?
We'll say you go for the details.
Yeah.
Bagman will nod. Bit of a hodgepodge of different stuff. I'll be honest, not a lot of it interests us. But I'd be willing to make a deal with that. If you pay. Tell you what. We'll accept. 2 conditions. One, Mathis still owes a minor bit. Because she still did us dirty. Ultimately, you guys taking the blowback for that just seems unfair. Secondly, with the matters of law enforcement, if one of the members of the establishment, as you like to call us, needs to go in and take a look-see as to what's really going on in there, you know, make sure the masquerade is secure. Kind of goes out saying, but we'd like to be able to go to and from that area freely. Not the Invictors as a whole. Just the 1 or 2 of us that will probably be making sure that that is all tidied up and boxed up with a little bow on it. Because the masquerade fucks all of us if it's broken. And I'm not saying we don't trust you to take care of it, but as your own councillor said, counter-terrorism command, not exactly a promising sign for anybody. Does that seem fair? I don't think that's really much of a stretch.
And we'll look to the rest of the councillors just to see if they have anything to say.
just say, well, if he asked for anything more, I would have probably just socked him and called it.
Fair enough. Ugh.
I would be willing to accept this offer. As would I.
It's good with me.
Alright, it's good to hear. Kind of funny, really. You know, the one person that started all this is the only person that didn't open their mouth at the end. Bagman smiles at that. Well, I'll go inform the team back at HQ, have a celebration. Eat a cake, you know, for a party. Throw some confetti around and shit. Pleasure doing business with you. Ain't that right, Violet?
Sorry, what was that?
He's just saying, pleasure doing business with you. Ain't that right, Violet?
Violet just nods.
Jesus, you need to loosen the fuck up, I tell you.
I'm not even that stiff, come on. Ugh.
What's wrong? You had a heart attack? Anyway. Actually, Ben, if you could do me a favour and find Violet and David to show her a good time, I'd appreciate it. Anyway.
Violet just flutters at that.
Oh. Might have been, I'll do it. God, that's amusing.
He would actually pending.
Ben said mine. He did say mine have been, and I'll do it.
Kill pay trivial. Anyway.
That's a lot.
God damn it, Bagman!
That's a lot for that. Unfortunately. Sorry, Violet.
Vi just looks at Bagman, looks at Benjamin, just sends Ben a look that says this isn't over.
I like how, I just want to point out, Bagman says, that this is somehow what causes you to exist. You know what I mean? Like, this is when you speak up. Oh, we'll get someone to socialise with you. Oh, fuck no. Heavens no. Gods, anything but that. But oh, we're going to a
Reaches
meeting
up
with,
and just smacks him on the shoulder silently, just...
oh, but no, we're going to a council of the most dangerous Carthians in the city. But oh no, that doesn't even raise an eyebrow. Anyway. Me and you will discuss that later.
Oh, God. That sounds like a pleasant conversation that you two will have.
Violet just sends a glare at Ben.
Violet, I figured all of that out in the first conversations we had. Like, come on. Y'all should go.
Us. pleasure doing business with you all. We'll see you all later. And you walk out with Violet.
Well, that went away. Sorry.
It wasn't as bad
I
as
should
it
have
could have been.
Yeah, I don't know, I dumped a lot of information. You know, Bagman was right there. Also, just, I'd hate to put you all in a bad spot for my own. Something I'm gallivanting after. You know what I mean?
We appreciate you keeping your feuds to yourself. Given that it's become very, very obvious that this meeting place is no longer secure from being listened in on,
Yeah.
I would suggest we adjourn and perhaps meet again later to discuss the other matters that we wish to bring to this table tonight.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Very well. Then I think I'll take my departure. It was a pleasure speaking with you again, Mr. Smith.
As always, Draper.
It's not Draper speaking.
Oh, fuck, it was Scarlet. Scarlet, a pleasure to speak with you, Miss Hood. Fuck. They have similar voices. You do a very similar voice for the two of them. God damn
It's
it.
because I'm speaking quietly. When I speak louder, they're more distinct.
Yeah. Definitely.
Draper will stand up though and he'll say, Benjamin,
Draper.
and then Rodney. See you around, Benji, and try to relax a little, would you?
I will try my best.
Try not to look so blue-eyed all the time.
I will try my best. I died like this. I can't help it, Foster. I just can't.
That's some bullshit.
Oh, yeah. I'll just need a minute. I'll be fine.
See you around.
See you around.
And as the council departs, I think that'll be a good place to end the scene.
My turn. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. From your local cardboard cutout, tune in next time for Vampire, a Requiem for London.